Greetings, everybody in marketing. Today you're going to be going through your pricing notes, and we're going to be talking about planning issues and factors involving pricing. It's going to set us up for another topic to be followed in section 2 of the pricing chapter. So the second slide, if you're following along, is what we're going to start with today, really. This is just the notes from the other day. I pasted the picture behind so we can kind of remember some of the things we talked about. But for now, we're going to go to the next piece of information, which is what is price? So there's a few pieces of information here to get you started. I'm not going to read through these for you. I'll let you check them out. The one thing I will highlight at the bottom here is utility. That is the usefulness of a product in particular. And usually how useful something is or how many benefits it can provide a user, that helps increase the price. The more the benefits, the higher the price typically. So as you look through these notes in here and you talk about what is price, you'll notice I put a driver, a TaylorMade R15 driver up here. I'd like you to replace my driver with something that you think has the perfect price for what it's sold for. All right. Do I think this is the perfect price for this driver? No, I think that's way too expensive. But I just wanted to put a picture of what I'm looking for. I want you to find a picture of something that you would buy, and it shows the price, and that price is something you'd be willing to pay because you think it's the perfect price. Okay, so that's for this slide to help us identify what is price. In the next slide, you're now going to look at how does price affect a product. And it affects the demand of a product, it affects the quality, it affects the image, sales, quantity of the product as well. So what I've done here is I've taken the same idea like a chocolate bar, and the demand of Nutty Bars is higher than, let's say, the lower quality of the Great Value version of the Nutty Bar. How about the image of the product? Well, you can clearly see that the packaging on those two is far different as well. Great Value is a generic brand, so they're not going to have a lot of images and pictures, whereas Nutty Bars has a little Debbie picture and some yellow background and a little orange sticker, and they're trying to dress that up a little bit. I even put that down here at the bottom with the Hershey's thing because Hershey's is dressed up really nice. It's sleek, it's simple, but its image portrays that Hershey's are kind of a more expensive chocolate if you compare them to other chocolate bars. It affects sales. The look of the package is just as important as the price itself. Um, so what I want you to do with this slide, in effect, is I want you to identify one kind of product, one that has a high demand, one that maybe the quality is the question about how much the thing costs. Maybe it's not like the image or the look of it. And then which one do you think has the most sales? And then another one that you think is produced in a high quantity. So we're looking at the high end of things here and how they impact. So find me pictures. Don't use mine. Get rid of mine. Plug your own in. Some relative pictures to how price affects the demand of a product, how price affects the quality, so forth and so on. All right, that's that slide. Next slide. All right, these are price names. These are things that prices have been named other than just price. So you have like a bill, you have a value, you have a cost, dues, interest, so forth and so on. What I'd like you to do here is choose 3 and describe why is that name and what does that name actually represent, even though it could also mean price. And then find me a picture of them. So if you were going to find me a picture of a bill after you've described bill, what would a bill look like? Okay, if you can find an image of a bill. And I don't mean like Bill Belichick. I mean like a bill as in a sale bill. Okay? So I know that's my terrible humor. Let's keep going. Slide 5, some goals behind pricing. You're going to put an image next to each as a symbol for each goal. So these are the 4 goals of pricing: earning a profit, gaining market share, meeting the competition, setting a standard/image. So which one of these, or find me an image that represents each one of these the best, okay? And establishes this is why they're pricing it at this amount. And so I'm going to let you interpret and tell me why you think your image or product, based on its price and its image, earns a profit or gains market share. To gain market share meaning you're going to interrupt what the normal groups or companies are selling by offering your product at a certain price, and you're going to take away or convert some of those consumers who normally bought something over here are now buying your product, and that's how you gain market share. So, for example, Powerade, when it moved into the sports drink industry, took away some Gatorade customers. Okay, and so what? And you can't use that one now. You can't use Powerade as an example. What other products or companies have done that where they've used price to help take some of the market share away from other companies? Um, Meeting the competition. So what companies are pricing their products similar to other companies to take away some of that or meet the competition that is out there for the same products. And then the last one, who prices their products to set a standard or an image, and describe why that is. Okay, so there's a little bit you're going to do here. You may need an extra slide to be able to do all of these. In fact, I would encourage you to do 2 on each slide. That way um, you can get all that information in there. All right, let's go to slide 6 next. All right, slide 6 talks about earning a profit. So we've got a return on investment. We've got a selling price minus the cost. It'll give you your profit slash revenue slash return on investment. And then to find a rate of return, you're going to divide profit by your cost. And that'll give you what percentage of earnings you're getting. I want you to find a product that you can find all these pieces to. So what is its selling price? How much did it cost to make? Divide it out so you can find its rate of return, um, and give me those numbers. Plug all that information on here. Okay. Slide 7. Excuse me. This is one I've given you a product or an example, and now you have to figure it out. So in the first one, you're doing your own. You're finding your own product. In the second one, I'm giving you some information, and I want you to calculate it. Okay, and just if you need to, you can shrink or minimize the font on this and put your own answer in here. I just want to find a spot for an answer. And then let's go to the next slide. Gaining market share. So again, we're talking about that scenario where a company comes in and they price their product so they can take some of that away. I want you to explain to me using 3 different products based on their price where they are, where their market position is. Can you define what share of the market they have based on their price? And then explain to me, can you tell me where they stand? Okay, that's really difficult. This is probably the most challenging of the questions, but I want to see if you can do it. So if you need to rewind and play what I just said again to help you figure out what market share is and what the market position of your product is, please do that. You can always Google it too. You can always take that route and try to find an answer out there, and maybe they'll have some even better information for you. Okay, slide 9, meeting the competition. This is groups that follow the industry leader or calculate the average price. What I want you to do with this one is I want you to find the top tier person, the person who is the industry leader, and I want you to put all their followers underneath them. Okay, try to find all of the followers that would go with that industry leader, who just basically tries to copy their product and their price and sell it off as though it's the same thing. Okay, or relatively close. Their price might not be exactly the same, but it's probably relatively close. Okay, one more slide and you'll be done for the day. This last slide, what factors establish a price? So we've got these factors in here. Remember, we put some on the board, so you might want to look back at that introductory slide to see that as well. And finally, on this last slide, number 10, for today, we'll have more slides coming, but for today on this last slide, I would like you to find a different product, something you haven't used yet, and using your skill without looking up the product itself, other than to find an image of it. I want you to basically tell me what the price should be and explain using these factors. Okay, don't tell me what it is. Tell me what you think it should be using these factors. Okay, that's it. That's all you got for today. If you want to work in groups, I know I probably should have said this earlier, but if you wanted to work in groups like 2 or 3 people, that's fine. Good luck, and we'll see you when I get back on Monday. All right.